Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening. How are you guys doing this evening?
This is a real B&H customer story.
What happened?
Jack and Barbara, professional wildlife photographers and B&H customers for 30 years, living remote.
Alrighty, sorry about that. I had a video that was in the background playing and I couldn't figure out where it was. All right. Good evening, good evening, good evening again. We are going to, as you can see, do shirts, sublimation shirts with the EasyPress at 360 degrees, 365, even 350 degrees. It is day 17 of Silaholics Anonymous Craft Month or Silaholics Anonymous Crafty Business Month. If you are someone who utilizes Silhouette Studio or the Epson printers or just do crafts for profit, this month, I am showing all of the different crafts that I like to do that I have made money off of, and hopefully it will spark some creativity. And if you're having a blog, maybe some of these things will be something that you can incorporate in your crafting in your business to help you kind of get out of that block or just expand what you currently offer. All right, we are going to, I'm going to use 3 different machines. So I have my Vavor 10 by 12. My Vavor was this like a 7 by 9 or 9 by 9 or something. It's a really small one. And then I have the Cricut EasyPress. I believe this is what, a 9 by 9. So you can see like the differences in them. One sec. I always have to sneeze as soon as I get on. It's not live unless I sneeze. I sneeze almost every time I hit go live. That's so crazy. All right. So as I was saying, I'm going to use 3 different ones. I can't have them all on at the same time because it will blow the fuse because they still get very, very hot. So we're going to do them one by one. Luckily, it doesn't take much time for them to heat up. So that's a good thing. It's not like the big heat presses where we're gonna, gonna have to heat it up. All right. Let's see. She says, I got my pen and notebook ready for those awesome tips the professor be dropping. Aw, thank you. And welcome, welcome. All right, we're going to go ahead and say hello to some folk. Hello, Mary, Kenyatta. Is that Lakita Rucker, Miss Times, Jackie, Angela Holloway. Hello. And then, of course, Jackie Davis, Chance Designs. Miss Cheryl, hey, how you doing? Sugar Q, hello, Danny. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, Miss Sonia. Chrissy. Simone, hello, hello. Thank you. Good evening, Phyllis. Hello, Belinda. Miss Burrows, how are you? All righty. And hello, I guess you were on because I was a little bit late. I got a phone call. All right, so we're going to get started in just 30 seconds. Well, let me also share this out. So you guys now have an opportunity. You're not missing anything just yet. Go ahead, hit that share button, share the broadcast out. All right, you can share it to Facebook. So just click out of the live chat, go over, if you're on your phone, like click out of the live chat, go to that share button, share it to Facebook, let them know that the professor is on. This is great for anyone that has an EasyPress, whether it's a Vavor one, a Cricut one, or any of those other brands out there. This is going to be very helpful if you truly have a startup, like a startup setup. So you have maybe a small format printer and things like that. This is going to be great. All right. So I'm just sharing out right now. I ask that you guys do the same and just share out, share out, share it out, share it out. Sharing is caring. So that's one of the greatest forms. Ooh, I put the wrong thing on there. It's an O on there. That's one of the greatest forms of support is to just share. And it is free to share. Don't keep me all to yourself. Y'all got to start sharing me with the people. I know y'all want to keep me all to yourself, but we can't do that. All right. The more that I grow, the more I'm able to provide you guys in different resources and things like that. So you guys have to share out the broadcast. All right. Let's get some people in here. Especially since I don't go live on Facebook and it's only from YouTube. We got to, remind the folk on Facebook that I am on. So go ahead and share. I keep putting that dang on O on there. All right, so I shared it out to a few places. If you guys could share it out to whatever groups you can share it out to your page, your own groups, and all of that. All right. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Hello. Hey, girl. Hey. Hey. All right. So we are going to get started in just 30 seconds. All right. All right, y'all. Hello, and welcome back. I am Shakia, the professor. The name of my company is Silaholics Anonymous, and I teach people how to use Silhouette Studio, which is the program that controls the Silhouette Portrait, Curio, Alpha machines, how be ever. It is a decent standalone program, design program as well. So I teach people like the ground floor of graphic designing via Silhouette Studio. Or if you're not really into creating your own graphics and you just want to lay things out to create custom designs, I can teach you how to do that too. I'm also something like a guru when it comes to Epson printers and figuring them out. So I am here to help and answer questions when it comes to your Epson printers as well. Just not in this particular live because this is not a general Q&A. Today is day 17 of Silaholics Anonymous Month. If you guys did not know, if this is your first video you're catching this month, I have a whole month dedicated to my business. It is National Silaholics Anonymous Month. And all month long, I have been doing videos on different projects that I have done over the years via like Silhouette Studio, my cameos, Epson printers. So whether it's print and cut, centerpieces, sublimation, paper crafting, all that, I have been doing videos all month long. So if this is your first one, you got to go and catch up. And we have so much more in store. All this week is t-shirts. So if you are someone that is looking to start a t-shirt line or start making custom shirts, whether with vinyl, screen print transfers, print and cuts, or anything like that, sublimation, this is the week for you because I will be doing different types of t-shirts all week long. We did HTV, so we went over like the basics of it, and I used flock vinyl and layered on Sunday. Yesterday we did screen print transfers, and today I'm going to show you guys how to sublimate using an EasyPress. We do have another day when I will be using the heat press, which is the sublimation day for shirts on Saturday. And we also have a class that is $50 to teach you how to create your own templates for all over or full bleed shirts. That is available on we can enroll in that on our Academy site, academy.silaholics.anonymous.com. The link for that is in the description of this video. So you can check that out, because on Saturday I will be hosting a live class via Zoom where you're going to be on with me, basically face to face, be able to ask your questions on designing or creating your own templates, setting up, designing, and how to set up the prints for your all over shirts. And then on Sunday, for all the prints that you have printed out, I'll show you guys how to cut them down, tape them together, and then press them. So you guys don't want to miss that on Saturday and Sunday if you have wanted to know how to do all over shirts. All right. We are also the home of Honestly Speaking, and that's SPINKING. It's a play on words, but you pronounce it speaking, because you know your girl always speaks open and honest and give you guys my honest thoughts and opinions and views on different things. So it's Honestly Speaking. We have sublimation paper, sublimation ink, pigment ink, and we also have a really great giveaway that's going on right now. So if you head on over to our website, shop.silaholics.anonymous.com, on the home screen, on the home banner, it's going to pop up in here. There we go. We have a giveaway. All you have to do is go to this banner, click where it says enter giveaway here. Click on that. Okay, well, why didn't you click? Let's go back. There we go. We're going to click on that. Hey, why are you not working? There we go. I was like, what the world? And that will take you to the gift card page, and that is how you enter our giveaway. Whether you have a small eco tank and you are wanting to upgrade, maybe business is booming for you and you want a second printer for sublimation, maybe you're just brand new to this, you've been thinking about getting into sublimation, why not purchase a raffle ticket, which is all you have to do is purchase a gift card. So it's a win-win for you. You can take that card if you don't win, and use it on the site and purchase sublimation ink, sublimation paper. But the giveaway includes a brand new 7720, a full Incredible Quick Start bundle that includes your chip resetter, that any and everyone that has a workforce printer, you need a chip resetter. Then also our full set of 140 milliliter bottles of ink that you can use with eco tanks as well. A set of sublimation paper and also heat tape, because we do carry heat tape on our site now. All right. So all of that, and all it takes is to purchase a gift card. For every $5, you receive one entry. So if you buy a $5 gift card, it's one entry. A $10, 2 entries. A $30, 6 entries. And if you go to our social media sites and go to the post and share those out, you can get an additional entry into the giveaway. Not additional gift card, but an additional entry to be put onto the wheel of names or order numbers. So it's going to just put in everybody's order number. I'll see what the order number is, verify it through our shop site, and be able to announce exactly who that winner is. And I will email them. You don't have to be present to win, but you do have to respond within 48 hours. So you will have to respond within 48 hours, or I'll go back in, because I'm going to save all those and I will go live and I will choose another winner. The drawing will take place on September 5th at 6:18 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you don't know, we also have an Academy site. You can go to our Academy site, academy.silaholics.anonymous.com, which you can reach from the shop site. You can go back to the shop site from the Academy site. And here I have several different classes. Here's where you can sign up for that sublimation, that full bleed sublimation class. You can sign up for that there. And also sign up for Essentials to Silhouette Studio. If you want to learn Silhouette Studio, that is the ultimate video reference guide for you if you are new to Silhouette, or even if you are a vet to Silhouette. I promise you there's going to be something in there that you probably didn't know about Silhouette Studio. All right. So are you guys enjoying this month? What has been your favorite day so far for Silaholics Anonymous Month? What's been your favorite day, or what are you looking forward to most in what's to come? Because next week is Sublimation Week, and then we have Party Favor and Decor Week. And my chair is on my charger. Don't want that to short out. My phone is already acting crazy. All right. I'll put these in my lap. Oh, and I'm sorry, I forgot. If you are new here, drop a wow emoji, wow reaction, post in the comments. Let me know that you all actually, you can just only do wow reactions here, wow emojis in the comment section here, because we're not on Facebook where you can do a wow reaction. YouTube doesn't have them. So you can drop the wow emoji. Let me know where you are watching from and that you are a first timer. She says her favorite week is this week so far. Rucker is looking forward to the full-on sublimation week. Hey, Jamila. All right, so I'll wait for you guys to post your comments, and I'll come back to those as far as what has been your favorite so far or what you're looking forward to. So as I stated, today we are going to do some shirts using the EasyPresses. Also, this will be helpful for those who ask the question of how do I avoid the lines of the paper when I am using the EasyPress? Because with a regular press, you're able to press it and then take it off. Well, at least my method is to then turn up my heat press and then pull it down and allow it to press out the lines. That's how I do mine. You can't really do that with the EasyPress because the press will still be like in the middle. So even if you don't get the edges from the press, you'll get from the paper, you'll get the line from the press. So yeah, it's kind of a, that kind of middle area. One of the things that I have noticed is if you use the Cricut heat mat or like the Cricut pressing mat, that one is really soft. So when you push down into it, that is what can create a line of demarcation. With my Vivor ones, they come with one that's a little bit stiffer. I recommend going to like Amazon and getting an actual, like the same mat that is on heat presses. So a silicone mat, and let that be what you use to get great pressure and not have it kind of bend inward. Because if you get something that's too soft, as you apply pressure, it's going to, like, you'll see when I do this one, the edges of your paper can kind of fold up. And then when you move to the next section, because it folded up, it creates like an indentation. And also you can get ghosting because your paper curled up from you putting too much pressure on a soft surface. So if you get something that is a bit sturdier and that has like, it's harder, but still soft. So the silicone foam, that tends to work out a lot better when it comes to doing sublimation with a EasyPress. But I am going to go over some tips and things that will help you. Let's see. Hello from Texas. First time from Riverdale, Georgia. I have enjoyed all weeks. I'm loving everything. Papercraft week. My favorite so far is the quick wardrobe change. Oh, from Sunday. Oh my gosh, you're so crazy. All right. So, couple of things that can help you when you're using an EasyPress is to not have your design right to the edge. And if you do, I'm going to show you what you have to do when you do that. So with like a design like this, when you go to press it, in order to get right here to the edge, you either have to really ooh. Oh gosh. So this is an 8.5 by 11. My Vivor just turned off. I'll turn it back on in a minute. This is an 8.5 by 11. If I use a 10 by 12, it is going to cover the entire thing, which means it's going to put pressure along the edges of the paper. And that can leave an indentation in your shirt, depending on the type of shirt that you have. Not all shirts get that line of demarcation, but like the shinier semi-gloss polyester shirts, they definitely get that line of demarcation from either your paper or your heat press. So something like this, you would have to use a smaller EasyPress and do it in sections, or you can print your design. If you have a large format printer, you print it where it really sits to the center of it. So now you can put your heat press, well, of course, on the back of it, and your heat press is never touching the edges of the paper. You're just heating the design that's in the middle. You won't have to use a pressing pillow or, you know, I'm going to show you guys the foam pillow. You won't have to use that if it's in the middle and you have space above it and below. So it may seem like it's a waste of paper, but if all you have is an EasyPress, this is going to save you a lot of time, because then you don't have to go back in trying to get those lines out. You're able to put, well, I'm going to show you this way. Like when you're doing and you're looking through, your heat press would be here, like the edge of it to press, and of course cover however much it is, and then you would overlap it, and your heat press would stay within this portion of the paper. So it's never touching the edges. Therefore, you won't get any lines from the edge of your paper. So you wouldn't want to trim this down all the way. I always recommend that you trim the edges off just a little bit to make sure that there is no ink on the edges, but don't trim it where you're going right close. I see so many people do that, where they trim so close to the image. With an EasyPress, that's not a good thing. So something like this would not really work. If you're trying to maximize the amount of space that you have on your paper, the EasyPress would not be ideal, because you're at some point going to go over the edges of the paper. So if you cut it down really close to it like this, even with the method of using the foam pillow, you're not going to be able to have this where it sits on the pillow. Because when you're using a foam pillow, you want the foam pillow to be bigger than your design, but smaller than your paper. So if you're only giving yourself a sliver of space, it is it's highly likely that you're going to have this where it's not going to get even pressure, because it's going to be right on the edge of the foam, and you're probably not going to get even pressure, and you're going to have some light spots. So if you're using a EasyPress, you have to sacrifice your paper and make it to where you have room above, below, and to the sides. So that will affect how wide you can make something. All right. And so those, and I'm going to print out some more of them, because this isn't enough for what we're going to do. What I recommend is foam pillows. This is made of just 1/2-inch green foam. You can buy like really big rolls of it by the yard. So this is what's left after I cut all of those down. So this is just one big piece of green foam. They also have some in white. They have it at Walmart. They have it at Joann's, Hobby Lobby. It's just 1/2-inch high density foam. That's it. You can wrap it, cover it up with Teflon and then sew it. Or some people say like ironing board fabric. I guess like if you would need to replace your ironing board cover, you can do that, but you will need to sew it. You can't use things like, glue guns or heat and bond, because once you put it underneath that super hot heat press, it is going to melt that adhesive and it's going to fall apart. So you cannot use any type of heat or hot adhesive. So no hot glue gun, no hem tape or heat and bond or anything like that. You're going to have to sew it together in order for it to work. Before, what I did, I used just like a silky type of fabric if you want to cover it up. But what I did was I used my Big Bite and I put eyelets on the side, because I didn't have a hand sewing machine. I don't have a sewing machine at all. Even does have like a hand one, but I don't know how to use it. So I just use the Big Bite and I put eyelets along the side just to help seal it. And that worked, because that wasn't hot adhesive. So if it got heated up, now I had to be very careful, because if my arms or my hands touch those darn eyelets, oh, that sucker burns. But it it was a great temporary solution. I, for the most part, don't really cover them up. I mean, they can last longer because if you're not careful, you can get ink on here and you don't want it to transfer back to your garments because you really, I mean, can't clean these. But even if you have a cover on it, if ink gets on it, it can still transfer. I typically tend to not really cover mine up unless I just cover it with like a piece of butcher paper or parchment paper to protect it. And most times I forget. I'm not even going to tell a fib. I have several sizes and I am missing one. Oh, it's over here. So this one is made to fit like 13 by 19 paper. So it's like it'll cover the full one. It is cut 1 inch smaller all the way around. So instead of it being 13 by 19, it is 12/18. So that way I have a 1/2 inch on both sides of the paper and also top and bottom. So for my 13 by 19, this is cut to 12 by 18. 11 by 17, this is cut to 10 by 16. So there's that one. Oh, wait, there we go. And then my 8.5 by 14 paper, this is cut to 7.5 by 13. And then this one, 8.5 by 11, because it's so small, it can be kind of difficult. I don't really like to do the 7.5 because it's just kind of weird. So I use 7 by 10 for this one. So I have all the one that represents like all the paper size in case it covers like the whole paper. And then you can create custom sizes. So these are like 6 by 6s. This one is, I think, a 5 by 12. If you can't find the 1/2 inch one, you can go larger. This was really, really big and I cut it in half. But when you deal with the really big ones, you have to be very careful with applying pressure because it's so thick. If you apply too much pressure, remember I talked about where your paper is going to curl up and that's going to make it where you're going to have ghosting on it. So you have to be very mindful with using the thicker ones, but it is an option. But normally with the thicker ones, you are able to just kind of rest your EasyPress on there without a whole lot of pressure and then slide over to the next spot, overlapping it some, and then press it. So I'm going to show you all of those different techniques. All right. All right. Any questions before we get started with actually pressing some of this stuff? I'm going to turn back on my heat press so that it gets back up to 365. And I'm going to go over to Silhouette Studio and print out some more items. So let's see. Let's go over here and break down how you're supposed to print these. So if it is something that is like a smaller design, something like this, it is, the design itself is, I'm going to ungroup this. The design itself is 4.054 by 11.443. But I made a box that was basically a 5 by 12 to give myself a little bit more room. And then also the space in here. So if I cut this like through the center here, I have extra space on the bottom and on the top. Or you could have just created that extra space yourself. So I could have made this where, let's go an extra inch, give myself a little bit more room. And we would make this like 6 by, oops. So height is 6. And then my width, I can really leave it at 12 because that part doesn't really matter. And I'm going to center. So let's group this together first. And then select the box and center it. Okay. And then we'll group this together. I'm going to pull it up to the top of my paper. And then I'll make duplicates. So I like keyboard shortcuts. So I hold down Control and hit my down arrow. So I would be able to fit 3 of these on a page and still have enough room around them. So I can cut it through there and have more space. I'm going to adjust this just a little bit. So let's go with 12 point. No, not that part doesn't matter. Oh, hold on. Undo. Ungroup. I meant to go, let's go 6.5. I'm going to pull this down just a little bit and group them together. And then make duplicates. All right, so that gives me a little room. I'll be a little bit short here, but that's fine. I will be able to print this out. So I'm just going to go ahead and print this. File, print. I'm going to go to preferences, my 13 by 19. Let me just check here because this has a lot of black. So I want to just take that up. Okay, okay, and print. She says, I did not know those foam pads were heat proof. For what you're using them with, to go underneath the shirt, and especially if you cover it with the iron board fabric or Teflon sheet, yes, you definitely can. That's what's inside of a pressing pillow. Can you layer sublimation? Meaning, can I sublimate a background on the entire shirt and then add a picture in the middle of the shirt? No, you cannot, because sublimation ink is translucent. So once you go and you sublimate that entire background, if you put something else on top of it, you're going to see that background through the top image because it's not opaque. It is translucent. What you're going to want to do is create your background, put your picture on that, and you're going to print them both out, on one paper and then sublimate it. But no, you layer in your designing, not in the sublimation process, if that makes sense to you. All right, so we're going to do that one, and then I'm going to go File, Open. We're going to, where is my 11-ounce mug? Okay, this one. I have a sewing machine. I'm going to start making my own pressing pillows. Didn't know what was in it. Yep, if you have one, you know how to sew. Great way to save money because they can be kind of pricey. All right, let's take this and I'm going to go 11 by 17. Oh, I have to go none for a machine. And then I'm going to make my page size 11 by 17. And let's size this up. So when you're doing this, and if you're going to use the pillows, your pillows are a certain size, you're going to, of course, lose a little bit of space. You have to be mindful of how big you make it. So if I go on this side over here, create a box, and I make that box the same size that we made our, so let's just make 11 by 17. So let's just start there. So I'm going to go 11 by 17. All right. I'm going to then go to my internal offset, and I'm going to go internal offset. I'm going to do it 0.5 because then that'll give me a ½ inch all the way around. So apply. I'm going to group these. You don't have to do this part. I'm doing this for visual purposes. I'm going to center it to my page. So the outside, of course, is the paper. The inside is what I have my foam board set to. My foam pillow. If you end up putting it right to the edge, you're going to have to be so precise in where you put that. If it's over to the right, left, top, or bottom, you take a chance in not having it fully sublimate because there won't be even pressure. You want to avoid the edges of what is going to be your pressing pillow. So you want your design to be a bit smaller. This is the limitation. So if you are trying to do larger shirts and things like that, short of piecing it together, if you're trying to do just a single print, you are going to be limited in the size that you can do because you are limiting yourself in the method that you are using. That's, if you're doing a lot of them, at some point you're going to need to invest in a bigger heat press. So then we're going to make this, like I said, just slightly smaller. And of course, if this is my pillow, I do want to give myself a little bit of room to the top and bottom also. So we have that one. File, open. What am I looking for? Which file am I looking for? Not this. That's going to open up so weird. Where is my 1 year? My ink, One Incredible Year file. That might be in one of these other ones. I may have put it somewhere else. So let's see. Where is my One Incredible Year file, Jesus? Let's welcome back. Oh my gosh, what happened? Okay, there's this one, but that's not the one I wanted. All right, let's open up this one. Oh yeah, I forgot it did crash on me. So I don't have that file. I have to recreate the one that I have on the back of my shirt. Dang it. Oh, but I want my drip. So let's get that one. Let's group that. And let's just put some of my little confetti pieces around here. This definitely needs some yellow to break it up. All right, so just adding some confetti around it. And we're going to group that together. Copy that, bring that over to, where is our file? This one, and paste. So let's put this here and of course make it smaller. Okay, I'm going to print this. Oh, oh, dang it. I did not bring any 11 by 17 paper in here. Yeah, I didn't bring any 11. I normally don't print to 11 by 17. I don't think I have any in here. Oh man, hold on. Okay, I'm going to print a 13 by 19, but we're going to pretend like it was 11 by 17, okay? All right, so I'm going to go file, print. I'm still going to print it to 13 by 19 paper because, yeah, I completely forgot. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Let me just check because this has a lot of black in it. And let's just go, not that much black. Whoa. All right, okay. And then let's print that out. If I want to do a chest design, I'm going to do just the drip. This is not a general Q&A, so you would have to post that question in the Facebook group, Full of Sugar. All right, come on, you're taking forever to print. All right, let's move this out of the way. I'm going to take this back down to 8.5 by 11. I'm not going to use any 14 because I don't have that in there either. And let's go to here. So that's like a 4. And let's do the ink credit, the ink credible, professor. Trying to see how I want to arrange this. All right, so let's go and ungroup this. This is the cyan, this is the magenta, this is the yellow, and I think I'm gonna make this one cyan. Oh, but I need to make this just a little bit bigger. So we're gonna go to offset. Let's make that 0.025. Oh, that's too big. 0.015, still too big. Okay, let's cancel this. Because this is already pretty small, I'm going to make it bigger and then do my offset and do 0.015, just a little bit thicker. I like that. And then apply, group that together, sample that color, shrink it down. Oops, which one is which? Okay, that's the original. All right. So now I'm going to select the entire thing, group it together, and I want this to be no taller than 4 inches or so. So I'm going to kind of do like, because this is kind of pretty big, well, pretty long. So I'm going to go like a little under 4.5. All right, so that's that one. That'll be kind of a smaller one for like a chest design. I'm still going to put this in the middle to give myself room around this where I can fit it in the middle. And then let's see, what else should we print out? I did the Gemini Zodiac. I did that one. Let's see, what else should I print out? I want to just print something else on this one. Let's just do this. So copy and then paste. All right, so file, print. I'm going to go to preferences. I'm going to go to my 8.5 by 11 preset, hit OK, and then print. Oh, I forgot to go to extended settings, but that's fine. All right, now that those are printing, we're going to head over to the heat press and get started with printing some of these. I'm going to give you guys some tips when it comes to printing them or pressing them. So I did some of these just to already show some things. I didn't have to kind of do them on camera. Move this out of the way. Let's get a little bit more light facing this direction. So this is like when I was talking about the pressing pillow, right? If you have, I'm going to use one of the other ones here just to kind of show an example. This is a big 5X shirt I'm just using for basically like a scrap thing. And I'm just going to take this one. If you apply pressure, I'm going to turn it like this. So if you apply too much pressure and you go down, I'm going to actually move it this way. You see how that pops up like that? That's going to make it to where once it releases, your paper is going to shift some. If and when that happens, you get things, you get imperfections like this. Not sure if you guys can. Hold on. Let me grab my phone. I completely forgot to grab my phone so that I can see the feed. If you have questions in relations to this or summation or making shirts, feel free to ask while I pull up this feed so that I can see the monitor and also see questions. Ah, come on. I left out. I mean, actually, I can use the camera on here too to give you more of a close-up view. So I'm going to turn on the cam. I'm just going to turn all right. All right. So right here, you can see where it shifted because the paper lifted up. So then once it went back down, it wasn't lined up. So there is a break in here. This one, I don't even know what happened on there. I think that's why I did the third one, because I don't know what happened on that one because I didn't put too much pressure. Oh, I know. Well, I don't know why that was there because you can see that little gap. But here, this is where I wasn't quite on the pressing pillow. So it kind of fades. It's not a full print. And then this one was the best one of them all because I followed all of the different rules and I just realized that's upside down that y'all are looking at that. All right. There you go. If you are using a big enough EasyPress, so hold on, let me go back to, let me just turn off my camera. So we're going to go back over here. So if you are using a big enough heat press, you can press it and get it done in one press. You won't have to put anything in the middle. If you have to go over it several times, you will need to put a piece of parchment or butcher paper, some sort of cover paper on the inside because it will bleed through by going over it multiple times, because at that point you're going to be over sublimating and it has to go somewhere. Our paper releases at 30 seconds, but when you have to do multiple presses, you definitely want to overlap. So you need to put something in between it. On here, you'll see that it overlapped, but if you come down here to the end where it says like boss moves and all of that, you don't see anything because I didn't have to overlap that part that much on this side. only where the overlap started. And then by the time I got to this side, I only pressed it once. So you don't see any bleed here. Only the area that had multiple presses is where it bleeded, because you are over sublimating at that point. Same thing with this one. You don't see in this one, I actually took down the amount of time, but you can still see where it says credible, but all the rest of it you don't see because it wasn't that much of an overlap in those areas. So if you're going to use an EasyPress and you have a small and you have to overlap, you must put a cover sheet in the middle. I'm going to do this design again on the back, and let me grab my parchment paper, wherever it may be. Which way did it go? I cannot wait to not be in this little office to where I lose everything because I have to keep moving things around. Cannot wait until this is no longer an issue. All right, let me just go get my parchment paper with me, my butcher paper, which I know is in the hallway from when we was doing my mom's banner. Hold on. Or backdrop.
Oh gosh, this thing is heavy.
Oh, that thing is heavy. That big old thing of butcher paper. Actually, I guarantee when I find my scissors, I'll find my parchment paper because they work together. Hold on. That's all right. We can use you. So let me just cut down a few sheets. While I'm cutting this down, I'll answer a few questions that I see here. What shirts do I recommend? I don't have a quote unquote favorite shirt. My recommendation is any 100% or no lower than like 93, 96% polyester shirt. I do not do the whole putting sprays and stuff on shirts and stuff like that. So any high count polyester shirt. I'm going to use quite a few different brands here. I've used Cricut brand, which I'm not a fan of. My preferred one, of course, that I like to use only because it keeps it to where I keep saying our hashtag, and that is Team 365. There is a company called Team 365 that has shirts. So I do like their ladies cut shirts. The men cut or the unisex cut, they have a weird collar. It sits kind of high, in my opinion. So I don't really care for that. But I have Hanes, A4, jerseys, Port & Company, Ultra Club, Team 365. I don't have like a specific favorite. I'll be using both of my EasyPresses. I have a Vivora EasyPress and I also have a Cricut EasyPress. So I'm going to be using both. I have an Epson 7720, a 7210, a 2720. I also have a Sawgrass, but I have not set that up yet. So I don't have any printing experience on it, but I do have one. All of these, however, were printed from my Epson 7720. Can you use a cutting board to press on? That's a bit too hard. I would not recommend using a cutting board. I'm new to this. Is an Epson 7820/7040 good for sublimation? And where can I get the sublimation ink kit for it? You can get the kit on our website. Give me just a second. So the kit for that is available on our website, shop.silaholics.anonymous.com. The one thing with that particular printer is it does not have, come on, we'll go here and go there. It doesn't have cartridges that you can reset. So with this one, it's pretty much treating it like a regular printer. When you have a regular printer and you weren't thinking about sublimation, you put your ink in it, you print on it. Once a color runs out, you go to the store, you buy another cartridge, you pop that bad boy in there. That's how printers are supposed to work. We have been spoiled by the 7720s, so 76 twins, 76, all those different ones where there are resettable cartridges, where people just want to be able to put ink in it and they feel like, oh, that's kind of a waste to have to buy new chips and new cartridges, but that's the way printers work. So you just have to figure in your pricing. It's not any more expensive because let's say Epson really did make sublimation cartridges. You would still be going to the store to buy the Epson sublimation cartridges. So with the 7820 and the 7840, you have to replace your chips every single time. And here it gives you the information on it. So I'm going to drop this in the comment section for you. At the top, you can read all about it as far as what size it prints, but you do have to replace the chips. So we sell the kit. Before, when it first came out, there were no cartridges that had chips on it. You had to buy the Epson cartridges and take the chips off and put them on there. We sell them with the chips on it, and they are XL. And then once you kind of have that one, and when it runs out, you will have to purchase additional chips. So you can kind of purchase it when you first order, or you can come back and purchase it. But you have to get chips also. Once the printer says cartridge not recognized, which is the equivalent of a cartridge being out of print, you may still have ink in your printer and your cartridges, but the chip is what controls how many prints it thinks it has. You have to replace the chip. I have videos on that, but you can go here. It'll give you the general information and you can purchase that right from us along with our sublimation paper. The same one I've always used, version 4.3.370. On this one, I use 3.6 on my laptop, and my husband's Mac has 4.4. Oh, thank you for the super chat, Miss Kimberly. All right, so let's go back over here. Oh, hush. All right, we're going to... Okay, so I'm going to take my little piece of parchment paper that I cut. What's not parchment? This is just the paper. And I'm going to put that in the shirt so that it doesn't bleed through. And this is a bigger foam. I don't recommend this. I'm only using this so I can show you how you're not supposed to do this, because if you press it, it will it'll kind of pop up. So I'm going to do this same print a couple different times. Oh, wait, I think this is the wrong one. I think this is too short. Hold on. Let me see. Because I have, once I cut it, yeah, that was too short. Here is the longer one. Yeah, this is the white one. So you'll just put it underneath your shirt, put your parchment paper or butcher paper in the middle, because you have to do multiple presses. All right. And then now let me grab my print, which I need scissors. Cutting this with an X-Acto knife is not going to be fun. Where are my scissors, y'all? Ah, here they are. All right. I'm going to cut this kind of like in between the two of these. Same thing with this one. Giving myself space on the top and bottom. So with this under here, where this is, my design needs to fit on the pressing pillow. So I'm just going to kind of get a feel for it, where the edge is, and just make sure that my last letter is on the edge. This is hanging off. So this is what I was saying, where you can't skirt the edges of it too close, because you may end up not getting a good pressure on it. So that's right on the end. This can be a little questionable. This is fully on. This is fully on. But the most important part is my paper is past the pillow. So once I go to press, my shirt is going down. The edges of my paper, because they are bigger than the pillow, will never touch my shirt. Therefore, I won't get any press lines from the paper. Oh, I won't have to do 2 presses for this one. Oh no, I still would do 2 presses. So we're going to put this here, starting on this one. I'm going to purposely put pressure on this. You see how this paper pops up? So we're going to do 30 seconds. Right now it's set to 365. I'm going to do 360 when I get to the Cricut EasyPress, because most people have that one. But this is the Vivore. There is a link in the description of this video that goes straight to the Vivore site, but you can also get them on Amazon. All right, I'm going to hold my paper, lift it up, bring it over here, and press it. Oh, this actually did pretty good. It actually didn't mess up. But normally it would. Like, I guess maybe I didn't put a lot of pressure on it. So I didn't get a shift in this one. Hey, why don't you, like, I want you to not work and then you work. That's kind of crazy. But any of it, you don't want to kind of risk that and putting too much pressure where it's lifting up. And look, this is still hot. I'm going to rub this all against my shirt. It is not going to ghost on here. Our paper releases, like it does, it completes the sublimation process and it kind of stops when it comes off. So we don't get ghosting from your paper moving around while it's still hot. But that's so crazy that it actually did not mess up. That is kind of crazy. So we're going to turn on the cam here and you can see 30 seconds and look at how gorgeous those colors are. And it actually didn't mess up. That's so weird. But I'm going to show with this though, well, you may not see it on the butcher paper, but had it just been the regular one where there was overlap, you would see the ink. There's not really anything on here that I see. And this is paper. When polyester is on polyester, that ink is going to seek out that other poly and gas out onto it. This, I only used 30 seconds, so it really didn't, if I use like more, like 45 seconds, it will probably gas out even more. So I'm going to just leave this in here. Which it didn't mess up, so that's kind of crazy. When I want you to mess up, you don't mess up. What kind of mess? All right, I'm going to take this one out. Actually, do I have one? I don't have one that is that small. Well, this long in the thin ones. I don't. Let me see. This one might work, but I don't think that, yeah, it's not going to hang off of, okay. But let me tell you what you can do, right? So on this one, it's not going to hang off both sides, right? I'm going to make it, hang off of the top, right? And I probably should cover that up just in case. Okay, so it's hanging off of the top of this foam board and on this side. So with using a bigger EasyPress, what I would do is make sure that for this one, my EasyPress, the bottom part of it, is at the bottom of the design before it hits the paper, before it hits the shirt. So I'm going to go up here. Up here is not going to touch my shirt anyway. So if I'm within and on this side of the EasyPress, I'm going to put inside the paper because I left myself some room over there. So I'm going to put this like this. I'm not applying a whole lot of pressure here. Very, very little pressure. Because that pressing pillow is helping create that pressure. And then, oh, that shifted a little bit. I moved it. So then I'm going to come on this side and restart it. Yeah, I moved it a little bit and I didn't get all the way at the bottom. Now the one that shouldn't mess up, messed up. So I'm really just holding it here. I'm not pressing it down too hard to where I'm getting that kind of indentation. I'm just pressing it down enough. And that's 30 seconds. Whoa. I'm going to turn this one off for now. I am going to turn on the smaller one and let that heat up. Yeah, I felt it when it shifted, so I did get some ghosting on this one because I felt the paper move. Because I wasn't going to the bottom, I could have easily taped this down. When you have the pillow right in the middle, you really can't tape it down because it's a gap, so you can't really tape it down. This one, it ghosted. It's like a little offset on it, which doesn't look bad, because I actually create designs like that, but you can see that slight blur on it where it shifted when I lifted it up. You see, it's not on that side. It was from where I lifted it up on this side, and that part was repressed again because I felt it move. So you have to be careful when you're using an EasyPress, and you have to do it in multiple sections. All right, so we're waiting on that one to heat up. And I'm just going to move this to the other side. I'm going to do this one with the regular one, but with the small press. So it might be the small press, because when I did those, I was using the really small one and not the bigger one that covers more surface area. So let's okay, so we're going to put that there, and we're just waiting for this one to heat up. So I will answer any questions that you guys have while the other one is heating up. So feel free to post your questions. If you're just joining, we are doing shirts with the Cricut EasyPress. Right now, what I am doing is showing you guys different things to avoid, different tips and tricks, and then you're going to see me just sublimate a few shirts. She says, my sublimation never comes out right with my EasyPress. Thankfully, it was free from my daughter, and I have a big press, maybe because it's the Cricut. What type of, are you using the Cricut pressing mat, or are you using something else? So that was the next one. So using the tacky roll is the way to go when using the small handheld press to avoid ghosting. Yes. Because once you press it, I should have, you know what? Let me print something with that. I didn't even think about that. Thank you, Ms. Johnson. Because once you press it, it is going to tack in that area. Now, it may still somewhat lift because the ends won't be stuck. So I want to test that. I should, well, I say test it, I've done it before, but not with the EasyPress, but that would, but with the pillow, because it's not going to attach to the ends, hopefully it doesn't lift, but I'm going to print out something with it. Thank you for that one. All right. So yeah. Hush up. All right. Let me print out something and keep your questions coming. I'm just going to go over the silhouette and print out, I think I have my 8.5 by 11, my 8.5 inch wide paper in here. So we're just going to do something on that. And let's just do the same one I did before. Oh no, I need length to it. So let's print out. Why are you still beeping at me? Hush. Oh, you guys can't see my screen. So let's do, let's just do the incredible year. I'm going to rotate that bad boy. I'm going to print it with these. So give myself a little space there. And we're going to do 8 by 22. I mean, 8.5 by 22. It gives me a little extra space. And we're going to go File, Print. I'm going to go to my settings. I'm going to, well, I have one for 8.5 inch roll. Where are you? There we go. 8.5 inch sub roll, plain paper. Ooh, no, I haven't changed that one. Let's change you and resave you. More settings, quality. Okay. Quiet mode on, more options. Doesn't really matter, high speed. Let's make sure what this is. Okay. Oh, that's +5. No, ma'am, no ham. Let's go -5. Actually, yeah. Okay. And then maintenance. With the tacky paper, I definitely need to take this down to like there. Let's go back to add or remove presets. Click on my, I need to delete a lot of these settings. And I'm going to go save so I can overwrite that yes and close. So I do have a video that goes over presets for the roles. When you're on main for document size, you're going to go to user define and you're going to set it up for 8.5 by 47.24. Even if you're printing to only 22 inches, you're going to set it up to that size, and then you're going to save it at, you're going to name it your roll paper, or if you're using the 13-inch roll. So I'm going to just go ahead and cancel that because mine already says HS sub roll 8.5 by 7. It's going to go to paper cassette 1 because that's what I like for it to print from. And then we're going to go OK and then print. And that's going to print out for me. Sometimes the mat, I'm working to get some tacky paper. I was doing some masks. I was using the gray Cricut pillow. So that's what I mean, like their pillow. Theirs is very, very soft. You want to get something that's, I mean, the foam is soft, but the way the Cricut one is, it's way, way different. I don't like using the Cricut like mat or pillow that they have. I hate that thing. I'll use my Vivora one, or I'll just get some high density foam. Ms. Deidre, I saw it the first time. This is not a general Q&A, so I'm not answering those types of questions. Post that one in the Facebook group, my love. So I have a question. When I print in Silhouette Studio, how do I get to the printing preferences? If you are using an older version, as soon as you go to print, it will just go to the print settings. If you are using version 4.4 and you get that print preview, just hit the blue print. That is not going to send it to your printer. It is going to open up the same preferences that we see here. If your preferences if they don't look like this, that means that you don't have your drivers installed. And if you're using a Mac, it's totally different. And I will do a full-on Mac video once the kids are back at school next week and I have peace and quiet. But it's a little bit different. You can see how I set the Mac up, though. If you go to Silaholics Anonymous's YouTube and look at the video for setting up Silhouette Studio on a Mac, at the very end, I go over print settings. But for a Windows PC, if it doesn't look like this, you need to go and install the drivers. And you would go and do a Google search, Epson 7710, 7210, or whatever it is, and drivers, and then install the drivers. All right. I need to cut this paper down. Keep your questions coming in reference to sublimation and using the EasyPress and things like that. So let me grab my paper. Oh, crapola. How am I going to cut this down? Okay, I'm going to have to leave out of the office to cut this down because my cutting mat is in the living room. So I will be right back. Oh, my microphone was so far away. I probably sounded so distant to y'all because my microphone was nowhere near me. But I will be right back. I'm going to go and cut this down. Oh, thanks. Sorry about that. I guess I hit the mute button when I came back over here. When I came back in, I guess I forgot to hit it. So I was showing, oops, there we go. With this one, I was saying not to press it down, but with this one, it actually didn't even shift. Last time you see up there, it did shift. But right here, it's like a little bit of ghosting. Not ghosting, but it's blurry here compared to here being super, super sharp. So that still did pretty good. So it's kind of hit or miss. You may have some good moments, some bad moments, but these are all the different colors and they still look great. And that was 30 seconds. And this one did not go through, but if I were, and that was my last one, but I'm going to just show, well, I took it off already, so I can't even show it bleeding through. But you see on these, I did not put parchment paper or butcher paper in purposely so that you could see. Oh, let me go to solo layout for me, my phone. Hold on. All right. So this one I'm going to show up close again. Because you have to overlap, if you don't put in a barrier, it's going to over sublimate, and wherever there was overlap. See right here, you don't see anything because it wasn't much overlap there. But over here, like in the middle where it overlapped, you see it. On this side where it's just ink, you don't see it. So with using the EasyPress, if you have to overlap, I do recommend having a cover paper inside. All right, so now oh, all right, I'll go back over the print settings. My bad. Okay. I've seen some people use a hardboard temper panel for big pieces when subbing and just move the board on the press to keep from moving the item. Would that be hard to use? So that's not the same as this. This is when people are trying to avoid the press lines because it is something smaller. If you're doing an oversized print, and you know their print is going to go over your shirt anyway, you can use a hardboard. I personally don't, because I use the tacky paper, so I don't have to use it when I do all over shirts, which we will learn on Sunday. All right, I'll go back over the print settings afterwards, and it's already printed out, so sorry, y'all. I just placed my order. I'm excited. That paper is the truth. All right, let's, and she says, welcome back. All right, my bad. All right, we're going to flip this and I'm going to put a big piece of parchment paper because there's ink on the back of this now. So I'm going to put, not parchment, butcher paper. None of these pieces are long enough. Hold on. Let's cut a big piece. So if you are doing front and back, you definitely will need to protect your platen first. Okay. And if you have ink where your pressing pillow will go, you need to put paper over that also to keep the ink from getting on your pressing pillow. So on the back of this, let's do well, on the front of this, let's do this one. Is my black ink going out? Wait a minute now, homie. That looks kind of weird on there. All right. So for this one, this is on the 11 by 17 paper. So I'm going to use my 13 by 19 size mat. So that is the one that I have cut to 12 inches by 18. So this is going to fit in here like this. Well, under it like that. So I'm going to put this here. I do want to protect this. I got time for these little crazy pieces. All right, so you have to make sure that your pillow is centered to your shirt also, because if that is off, when you're making sure that your print is centered, it's going to be off also. So we're going to go ahead and put this down. The pillow does not need to be up to the collar, because then you won't have anything that's going to hang over. Oops. Let's go back. Oh, come on now, big old shirt. That's the thing with big shirts. Trying to get them to flatten out. All right, so my top part is going to hang over the pressing pillow. This part, my design is to the edge, but the edge of the paper is over the pressing pillow. Same thing on this side. It's over some, which I have too much space on this side. So, you would adjust it to center it. Now, my bottom piece is not hanging over it because I have this full piece down here of the pressing pillow. So what you would do is keep your press up here. Because this is not hanging over, to keep this in place, I can take down the bottom of this to help it stay in place as I press and move. So I'm going to start at the bottom to make sure that I'm not over the line. And I'm just going to tap. Well, go ahead, put that down like that. I'm not applying a lot of pressure. I do find that the smaller ones slide a little bit more, but you just have to know your EasyPress. I saw you using it the other day and I had to have it. I've been dreaming about it. All right, so now I'm just going to slide this over. It's overlapping just a little. I'm going to tap that button again and double tap it to go to 30 seconds. Or to count down 30 seconds. I've learned my lesson using Amazon sub paper. I'm only using, honestly speaking, sublimation paper. Thank you. Ooh, that's beautiful. And then now I'm just going to move it and slide it up to the top. And press that for 30 seconds. This one is not ghosting when you see the outline. It has a shadow on it. So you can get it done, but when you have bigger designs, ooh, well, this was hanging over, good. But when you have bigger designs, it just takes more presses. All right, so go ahead and move this over. nice. Look at that. It said no sneak peeks. I know, I couldn't resist. I showed y'all though. And I do believe I overlapped, but you want a sneak peek to make sure that you overlapped all the parts and there are no lines and no gaps. All right, I'm going to turn this one off and switch and turn on my Cricut EasyPress. Okay, turn off. Oh my gosh, this little one always gives me a hard time with turning off. Okay, there we go. So now the Cricut one is heating up. Look at that. Nice. So you're able to break it up into sections and there are no lines for the paper around the edge. So there's no lines because it was hanging off. Thanks for all you do. I've learned so much this week from you. Oh, thank you. So there's that. We're going to wait for the next one to heat up. And then we're going to do with the Cricut EasyPress. And then for the actual shirts, I'm going to go back to my Vavor one because don't nobody have time for all those extra presses. I must say, like, getting that 12 by 10 one was everything for doing shirts. I like having the different sizes. I do find that when I use smaller items, the smaller one is better because I can get even pressure, especially if it's something that's thick, like a coaster or a keychain. Using the smaller one is better because I have better control to get even pressure. When I use the bigger one, I get ghosting and things like that. All right, so we have that one. Let's get rid of this. And then we can do the roll paper. All right. Ah, shoot. I got to cut it again. Y'all know what I forgot to do? Change the orientation. I be dang. I'm not going to worry about this. I'm just going to reprint the other one here. I'm not worried about that when I got this one. I'm just going to reprint that long one here. I can't believe I did that. So you guys will get to hear me talk through the print settings again. Look at God making a way out of no way, out of my mistake to make it where I can show you guys those print settings again. So you want to make sure that you're not on landscape. Y'all see that? It clearly said landscape. Let me go to portrait. And now it can be on landscape if I made this 22 by 8.5, but it's the other way. So we're going to put it on portrait. I'm going to go add or remove presets, and I'm going to go back to my 8.5 roll and then hit save and then okay and close. All right. And I'm going to hit okay, apply, and then cancel. Because now I need to go back in here and change this. So I don't need any of these. We're going to take this and move it up to the top here. And we're going to reprint this out. So file, print. To do the roll paper, you will need to, of course, have your drivers installed. You cannot print to roll paper if you have not installed your drivers. Where it says document size, to first put it in before you do your preset, you're going to go to where it says user defined. And here you're going to put in, you're going to name it, 8.5 HS Ink sublimation roll, or whatever that is, whatever you're going to name it. It's going to be 8.5 by 47.24. Even if you're going to cut your paper down, you still want to put it at 47.24. Just, because if you don't have anything at 47 inches, it's not going to print. It's only going to print to what you have your dimension set to. So always just put it to 47.24. That's just your roll setting. You go to that no matter what. So I'm going to just hit cancel, but this is where you would put that in at. Right, and then save it. But I already have mine saved, so I'm going to hit cancel. So there's your document size. I still print plain paper, bright white. My quality is set to quality. Same thing on a Mac. Nothing here. Quiet mode on. More settings. It doesn't matter if the high speed is on or off. It really, really doesn't matter. It prints the same way. Custom, advanced, Adobe RGB 1.8, -5 on the density. Under maintenance, the coating on the tacky paper can pick up pizza wheel. So you want to be very careful with that with printing darker colors. So I took my density down to -15. You can figure out what's the lowest density you need to go to minimize it, but you should also be cleaning your rollers. If you're going to print something that's really, really dark, before and after it, make sure that you clean your rollers so that you have minimum or try to avoid pinwheel lines. And then we're just going to, thick paper envelope. I'm just going to hit OK. Okay. And then this was already kind of set to go. And we're just going to go print. What I was saying before was normally for 8.5 by 11, you have, wait a minute. Let's go back to the screen. Normally, you have this all the way in for 8.5 by 11 or 8.5 by 11 paper. You'll have it to the second one. For the roll, you want to pull it all the way out to its extended setting. This piece right here, you want to pull it all the way back, okay, to there. This part here, you're going to adjust it to your paper. Push your paper right up to the top. And it doesn't matter, even if you kind of put it way over here, once you push this in, it's going to put it to the center anyway. Just make sure it's to the top. When you grab it to put it in the heat press, you're just going to grab the sides here and slide it into the tray. You will get a paper mismatch. Depending on which printer you have, the wording is a little bit different. But on the 7720, it says paper mismatch. You hit done. You hit the bottom option as long as that is the paper. Did I put that on the right side? Jesus. I hope I did. You put that, you'll select the bottom option. Make sure that it says what you're trying to print. So to say user defined plain paper. You tap that and then hit print. It'll ask you to put the paper in and then hit print. And you'll do that. So that's how you set up for roll paper. So when doing sublimation, are you supposed to print in landscape or portrait? There is no right or wrong for that. It depends on the way your design is set up, your design page. If your design page is set up where it's portrait, you print portrait. If it's going the long way, you print landscape. It really depends on how you have your design set up. All right, so with this one, I do need to bring my pillow down some. And we're going to push this up past where the edge is. All right, just waiting for that to print out. Yeah, I print on the right side. So I want you guys to see my Cricut EasyPress is set at 350. You do have to take it up to more seconds at 350. But if you have the original Cricut EasyPress, you can still sublimate with using Honestly Speaking paper because you can do it at 350. You just have to let it press for a little bit longer. So since this one messed up, I'm just going to press this one first. I'm just going to press it here in the corner. Just so you can see the 350. So we're just going to put this down here in the corner. Okay, stop moving. We're going to put this on top and hit the Cricut button and let that go. This feels like an eternity. When you're used to 30 seconds, 60 seconds feels like an eternity. It stuck to it. But look at that. Wait, why is this not sticking? This didn't stick to this. I think that happened with me and my mom with the 8.5 by 11 one, or maybe it just wasn't enough pressure. I'm going to try a little bit more pressure the next time to see if it sticks, because it stuck to the heat press, but not to the fabric. So look, 350 degrees, y'all. So even if you want to save more energy on your regular heat press, so when people say, oh, it doesn't work on my heat press, if your heat press doesn't have the accurate temperature, 30 seconds is not going to work. It is still going to produce beautiful colors. You just have to increase your time to use the lower temperature. So for you, you won't save time and money as far as energy. You'll just be saving energy because you won't have to have your heat press up at 400 degrees, 350 with the EasyPress. And look at those blacks. Plain paper setting. There's no filter on this, I promise you. Oh, you're a little far back. So when you get to this part, you'll hear me say it. When you guys come on to the live, if you're a little bit late, it's going to kind of probably bring you in at the beginning. Click all the way to the end of the line so that you're watching it live, because you're now watching the old part of it. Yes, beautiful colors. All right, so we're going to go ahead and see. Oh, this one I also wanted you to see. Hold on. You see the line there? Because the paper was touching the paper was touching it. You know what I've never tried? My method that I use with the heat press. Let's see if that will work on this. I've never tried that with the EasyPress, with applying more pressure. So I'm just going to put this over it. Take the EasyPress and really apply pressure. And let's see with the soft pillow if I'll get the EasyPress lines. I'm trying to knock out the lines right now by applying a lot of pressure to it. Oh, that still worked. And I didn't get any box. Oh, no, I can see it a little bit. On this side, it came out, but not on this side. So it would just probably take a little bit more pressure, but you can probably still do the same method that I do on my heat press with your EasyPress, as long as you're using the foam. Let me press it one more time. Actually, I'm going to press it Without this, so that was on something that was harder. And you can still somewhat see the lines. So all right, let's I hate using butcher paper. I can see the word credible. Butcher paper is actually very porous. I much prefer parchment paper. Nothing goes through on the parchment paper, like nothing. Butcher paper, it can still gas through it. I really hate butcher paper, except for like just catching extra ink on the bottom and for using it on top of my shirts to press out the line. But other than that, I despise butcher paper. All right, so that's there. This is the tack one. So it's going to hang over the edge on this side, hang over the edge on, oh, that's why, because I set this up for 11 by 17 paper. That's why this has so much extra space. Hang it over the top up here. And then for the bottom one, because I'm using this one, I'm just going to make sure that I don't put my heat press down here or on the edge of this. I'm going to tape it down since I can tape it down because the person pillow is underneath it. And here we go. Ooh, it's sliding around. $350. And when I do the second press, I'm going to turn on my other one. It's going to knock, then I'm going to like knock this one. It's going to knock both of them out technically. Well, I guess I'll wait then because it's going to knock both of them out. Oh, shoot, I'm over the line. I think I am. Dang it, let me move up some. Be careful to where you're not over the line of the paper because then you're going to get that mark on your paper. All right. Okay, that one stuck a little bit, but not how it's supposed to stick. Oh, there is something wrong with my black ink because that printed out brown. I got to go check my black ink. But it's not going to move though. It's enough tack to where it's not going to move on you. Just a little bit of pull. And then there it goes. And there's no lines. Actually, yeah, so I was over my line a little bit here, but on the side up here and over here, there's no lines from the paper because of the pressing pillow method. All right. So those are all the examples. Now let's put some designs on a shirt. And see, there's ink there. I hate that I wanted to use my parchment paper. I knew that would happen with the butcher paper. Oh, there's my parchment paper. Yay. Dang, how I missed this the first time. All right, so I'm going to turn this over. And cover this up with my parchment paper. All right. So let's do a team 365 shirt first. This is a unisex one. That is my 13 by 19 foam pad or pressing pillow. So I'm going to center that up. Oh, dang it. I got to turn on the other one. All right, so that's on. That has to heat up. This is what I'm going to use on this one. I did not bother to even cut off the bottom. This makes sure that I'm nowhere near the edge. So my top edge will be over. Then these will hang off the sides. I'm going to be nowhere near the edge because my design's in the middle. I don't trim it down. If it's the only thing here, what are we saving paper for? Most times you're going to throw that paper away. Most people really, if you are someone that's very diligent about using your scraps, that is a really good piece of real estate. But if you're not diligent, then just leave it there. Don't try and trim it down. So we're going to put this, I'm going to fold this in half so that I make sure that it's centered. So that's my center point. So I'm going to use that to center this up. All right, so my design, I'm going to bring it down. My design is on the foam board, on the foam pad. This is hanging off. This is hanging off on this side. I have a little bit more room on this side. So this is now hanging off on this side and this side. And the bottom, I'm not worried about because the paper is there. So I'm going to just pull the whole thing up a little bit there. And as soon as this heats up, we're going to be able to start pressing these. I'm just going to do them with the Vavor EasyPress at 360. All right. While that's going and getting heated up, let me answer any questions that you guys have. I want to make a Space Jam t-shirt for my grandson. He's 6 and loves both movies. Girl, help me. Well, this isn't the live for that, for help for design. There are several images. I actually just purchased some Space Jam images last night on Etsy. There are people on Etsy that have the separated images and you can put those, or you can create it like from some of the wallpapers and stuff from, the posters from the movie. So it just really depends on how you want to design it. I have my sister watching as well now. Thank you, Michael, for hello, Michael, sister. So it doesn't take a long time to heat up. And look, this is the towel that we did yesterday. And this is just an image off of Google. So this was the towel, Dollar Tree towel that we did yesterday with that Space Jam graphics on it. And then the one with just LeBron and Bugs. While we're waiting for that, guys, don't forget that we do have an entire month of projects and different live videos. So today we are on It was supposed to be screen print transfer, so this did change. It changed to this one, which is the Sublimation with EasyPress. Don't think you guys mind that change, especially if you have an EasyPress. It's just that my heat press, you have to heat set the I guess I could have done it with EasyPress, but I really hate holding those things. You have to heat set the screen print, and my Hotronics is out of commission right now because the knob is messed up. Tomorrow is print and cut, layered, glittered, and then foil shirts, and then we'll do sublimation again, but hopefully on the heat press because my knob should be here on Friday. If not, I'm going to my mother's house to use hers because hers should be here by then. If you have not, let me ask this question for everyone that is on between the two platforms. I am showing 72 people. Is there anyone who is watching who has never heard of, honestly speaking, sublimation paper and ink? Is there anyone watching who's never heard of our product line? I want to let y'all know about this amazing product line that we have and why you need it in your life. You want it in your life. Oh, look, it's heated up already. A whole lot faster than heat presses. But I do want to still ask, is there anyone that does not know about Honestly Speaking's product line? Do I have software for designs? I use Silhouette Studio. So the title, I'm not sure which channel you're watching on from Honestly Speaking or Silaholics Anonymous. Our parent company is called Silaholics Anonymous. I teach people how to design from Silhouette Studio. I have a membership on my Academy site, academy.silaholics.anonymous.com. And I'm going to teach graphic designing via Silhouette Studio. So you won't be able to do like fades and stuff like Photoshop. There's a lot that you can do. So we just kind of wrapped up a lot of the fundamentals, and we're going to start to get into doing a lot more designing and setting up different files. We have a study session tomorrow. So if you'd like to sign up for that membership, just go to academy.silaholics.anonymous.com. The link is in the description. Tomorrow we're doing photo collages. Well, more like the photo frames, you know how it's like the blocks and stuff of different photos. So it's still considered like a photo collage. We're going to go over that, how to create your own and set the pictures up, knowing how to size your picture, why you would get pictures cut off if it's landscape versus portrait, but your box is, the opposite of it. So that's what we're going to go over tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I believe, is the start time of that class. And if you are a bachelor's or a master's or doctorate member, you get access to that one. It is posted in your community, the links for it for tomorrow's class. So the best way to learn graphic designing and like some design tips is to join my academy, academy.silaholics.anonymous.com, and join the master's or doctorate program. She says, if they don't know, they better ask somebody. Will it work with the Vavor cutter? It will not work directly with the Vavor cutter. But what you'll do is you will design in there, save it as an SVG, and whatever rip software that they have for cutting to the Vavor cutter, you would just open up that SVG. Almost every single cutter comes with a program that's going to allow you to at least open up SVG or like CAD cut files, which are ones that define paths. So you can design in Silhouette Studio, save it as an SVG, and then open that program. A lot of people do that for Cricut. There's a lot of people who are in my classes that don't have or don't really utilize Silhouette. They will learn the program so they can design and then cut from their Cricut machines. I can't wait. I don't like Photoshop at all. Photoshop is not bad. I have an Essentials to Photoshop. I promise you, if you take my Essentials to Photoshop class, you'll have a better appreciation of Photoshop because I show you the way like you really need to learn as a beginner for the majority of things that you're going to actually do as a beginner. So check out my Essentials to Photoshop course. That course, I'm telling you, is top notch. It's amazing. So my academy is 2 different price points. There is an enrollment fee, which you will get Essentials to. Let me go to the website real quick. So this one is the one where you're going to learn graphic designing. Like I teach you the why, not just the how. So this enrollment fee is $105. What that covers is your first month to be able to attend the live sessions. You'll also like automatically, it's prerequisite. You have to have it so that you can refer back to it. You get the Essentials to Silhouette Studio video reference guide. You get our Text Effects Bootcamp, which will give you a look into the possibilities of Silhouette Studio as a graphic designing program and all the many things that you can do. Then there's a tracing masterclass, which will give you a look at like following guided lessons, and it has a practice assignment for you. So that kind of gets you started, and you'll get your first full month of like live classes. So this is $105 to enroll, and we have not one, not two, not three, but a minimum of 4, sometimes it's 5 live sessions per month. So that's like paying like 10. We have 5. That's like paying $10 per session. But you also have access to a Facebook group to where if you need help, you can, post your questions there. It's an exclusive group for those who are members. So you have access to that for more like detailed help if needed in between classes. But it's a monthly fee of $50 for this one. So your monthly membership benefits, you get the design vault, which I'm working to finish that one. That's like the bachelor's program and add more content. It's just that I can't edit right now. You get the why, which is learning graphic design, and the whys of why do you move to the front? Why do you send it to the back? Why do you go in landscape? Why would you subtract this? Why would you do that? Okay, why is it doing this? Like, so you learn the why, not just the how, so that when you're doing your own designs, you will fully understand how they work. All right, we have live study sessions. You'll get learning material. I often give free files and things like that. You get discounts on my full classes. So like if you join now, if you want to take the class on Saturday for the full bleed, you will immediately get access to that discount code to apply it towards that class. And if you ever book a one-on-one session with me after the month of August, you get an additional 15 minutes. So if you book an hour, you'll get an additional 15 minutes with me. And you also have like the exclusive Facebook community. So that's the master's program. The doctorate program offers exactly the same thing when it comes to Silhouette Studio and learning graphic designing. The only difference with this is we have business strategy sessions. So now with this, you're going to get the 4 to 5 live study sessions, but you're also going to get 3 to 4 business sessions per month. We do profit by the numbers, which we break down like your raw material costs, how much time you actually have, have you looking at what your goals are. Is it realistic for how many hours a day you can actually work on your business? Is it your pricing you need to adjust? So we do profit by the number. We do website sessions to help you, get your website going or improve your website. And we have 1 to 2 business strategy sessions where we just have discussions like you can vent. Hey, this is what happened. I need help with this. I don't understand what's going on. We have sessions talking about Facebook pages and, ads and like all those different things. We'll have different sessions every single month on different things. So this one is $150 because you get Essentials to Silhouette Studio, Text Effect Bootcamp, the Shopify Basics course, the Tracing Masterclass. So the cost of all of those, plus you get your first month free, and you will get access immediately to all of the playbacks that we have done so far for business and just Silhouette Studio, and you'll get the first month free. Like it's included for that first month, but that's how much these classes cost. So it's $150 for that. And then your monthly is $75 after that, but it is a lot of information that you're going to get. If you are applying the techniques and, you're really taking advantage of it and you're answering questions, that's going to be a drop in the bucket because you're going to be making that money back. All right. Which one do you recommend for a beginner? They are both the same exact thing. The only difference is doctorate is for those who want business help. If you're okay, like you don't really need the help with trying to convert this into a business and you just want to kind of start off where it's just learning Silhouette Studio, you would do masters. But if you want that business help, then you would do the doctorate program. The best uni and craftable things is how I found you. Those are my girls. Those are my sisters. I love, love, love them. You caught that. Oh my gosh, you would catch that when I said not one, not two. Yeah, that's like when you're from Miami, that kind of sticks with you now because of LeBron. So yeah, I'm so glad you caught that. Are the courses offered for non-members different from the membership members? What do you mean? I'm not sure. So you mean as far as like full classes, like the all over shirt, like the all over class, that's not included because my academy is not about just teaching you all crafts, like just any crafts, and you have access to all of my classes. That's not what it's about. It is dedicated to teaching you graphic designing via Silhouette Studio. Now, if you want to attend additional classes that I have, you can't attend them, but you'll get a discount. So you don't have to pay full price for it. But like the class for on Saturday, that is not included in your membership, but you have a really great discount that allows you to attend that session if you choose to. Can't wait for Saturday and Sunday. Already signed up for the Zoom class on Saturday. So the 105 is the initial setup fee for the first time and then $50 after. It's correct. And I think that answered my question. All right. So now, for those who, I'll kind of go back to talk about it, but I was going to talk about our paper, but let's go because we're already 2 hours and 12 minutes in. So let's get this pressed. So let's go back over to the camera. I don't want to hold y'all. I don't want to hold y'all up too long tonight. So let's go back over here and let's press this bad boy. All right. We're going to make sure that our our press is, well, on this side, it doesn't matter because the pressing pillow is there. So we're going to start here. And I'm just going to hit start. Not applying too much pressure to it. Just, kind of holding my hand here just so that the heat press makes full contact with the back of the paper so that there's no room for gassing out. So I'm just kind of holding it here firmly, but I'm not putting too much pressure on it. All right, so now I'm going to just move this over. Trying to be very careful to not manipulate the paper too much with my darn string here. Need my cord. Great, I've left out of StreamYard. I was trying to do too much with my hands. Ooh, that's so nice. All right. So I'm going to try not to let my cord move this out of the way. And then we're just going to tap and then go. 30 seconds. I used to live in South Florida, Leisure City, and Homestay. Oh, you were down south. If time permits, I have a quick question at the end about should I toss my printer or can I get it repaired? Which printer do you have? So I'm going to hold my paper here just so that it doesn't move. A heat glove would be perfect right about now. I'm going to just use this because this is still kind of hot. All right, so I'm going to move this and just slide it over to here. Tis nice. And I just realized I forgot one of my cardinal rules. So for those of you who have watched me for any amount of time, what did I forget to do to this paper? I forgot to do something and it shows. So this was at 360. Hold on, let me show you guys. Well, actually it's 361. So see my temperature, 361, 30 seconds. All right, let's hope all parts were covered. Yes, it was. She is gorgeous, honey. Look at that. 30 seconds. And I have me yet another Gemini shirt. No press lines, no paper lines anywhere on this whatsoever. Yes, I forgot to cut my edge off, and there is like a little line like right there. Ah, that so sucks. But she cute. That's okay. She cute though. Oh, I forgot to do one more. Y'all didn't remind me either. Y'all know what y'all forgot to remind me to do? I was double pressing. I forgot to cover up the inside. So the areas where it overlapped, so it's not everywhere. I'm going to show you that. Normally, when you're using a heat press and you just press it at 365 for 30 seconds, or even 40, 45 seconds, because, you know, if let's say if you don't have even pressure, it will never bleed through. But by me overlapping it, it over sublimates. And that's when it will go through and it's going to search for more poly, because that gas has to go somewhere. It has to attach to something. So those areas where I forgot where they overlap, because I forgot to put the paper inside. And see, it's not everywhere. Down here, because it was no overlap here. But right here, middle, where the 4 quadrants overlapped, I end up getting ghosting through the back because it over sublimated. Our paper does not require that much time. So when I'm overlapping it and now I'm doing like a full 60, or I'm repressing it, it's like 60, it's over sublimating in this area, and that caused it to go through. And I said that in the beginning, and I still forgot to put my paper inside to prevent the bleed. All right. So that one's done. And this was a Team 365 shirt. All right, let's do a cricket shirt. All right, on this one, I'm going to put the Incredible Professor on here. And, ooh, this is where I would change this out, and I would use a much smaller pressing pillow. Were the ones I showed y'all that were 6 inches. Oh, yeah. So here's this one. And then my edges are going to go over. Now up here, it's not going to cross over, but I can cut this down. Let me cut this down, y'all. So I'm just going to cut this. All right, so my design fits there. That's the top of it. So let's cut that right there. So where it's smaller than this. Smaller than my image. All right. So And when you do cover it, it slides a lot better against the fabric. So it is better, but I'm lazy. I don't know how to sew. I keep telling you, I'm gonna have to have my brother-in-law sew the what's name over this for me. All right, so that's a little bit too high. So let's come to about there. And then push this over some. All right, so I'm gonna put this here. It's going to hang over. I have space on the bottom. My drip is at the top. My edges don't touch. This is hanging over the top here. My professor's right to the bottom, which this actually should go up just a hair, whatever. I don't want to move this. It should have gone up just a little bit more, but I'm okay. I'm okay with it being where it is. It's for me. All right, so this one is only going to take one press. So I don't have to put anything inside because in 30 seconds, it's going to finish. So we're going to just go like this, 30 seconds. With this one, because this is such a big press and that piece is so small, you need to make sure that you are kind of holding it to where there's even and firm pressure. Because if it goes to one side or the other, one side may not be getting pressure because it's lifting up. Something like this, it is best to go down to a smaller EasyPress. Here we go. 30 seconds. And no press lines. Although Cricut shirts really don't get a lot of press lines anyway. All right. And now let's do the back. I'm going to put this here because once that heats up, it's going to, of course, transfer. And we're going to use this design for the back. I could have gone longer, but I wanted to just print on 8.5 by 11 paper. So this is for 8.5 by 11. So I'm going to use my pillow that is set up for 8.5 by 11, which should be, no, this is not the one. This is 8.5 by 14. Where in the heck is my 8.5 by 11 one? No. This is 11 by 17. This is 8.5 by 11. This is 8.5 by 14. So, yep, that should fit just like that. All right. I'm going to put this underneath the parchment paper. And I can also get this in one press because of the size of it. And I'm using the bigger EasyPress. So I want to go right there at the bottom of my collar. So I'm going to pull that pillow to right there. Make sure that it's nice and square. I'm going to put this part right there, this part here, making sure that it is on my pillow, which my pillow needs to come over some. So I'm just going to move my entire shirt over. And this is like really skirting the line, like the edge of the mat, like on both sides. This one might not even be on it. So I'm going to probably have to All right, so there's that one. I might get a void on either the eye or this side because one of them is not quite on it. But we're going to go right there. 360. Ooh, I'm going to have to do this in sections because, let's see, this is, oh, this isn't my 12 by 10. This is the 10 by 10. Oh, shoot. This is the 12 by 10 is sitting on the wall. I'm like, why am I not able to do this as one darn press? All right, so we're just going to have to do this in sections. Oh, since I have to do it in sections, I must put parchment paper on the inside. I thought I just realized that is not my 12 by. I'm like, why is it not covering the whole thing? That's because it's not no 12 by 10, Shakia. That's the same size almost as the Cricut EasyPress, the middle one that I have. All right, so now let's reline this up. So that's over the top there, and we're gonna have to do this twice. So let's get to getting. Yes, you can use them as is. I'm using it now as is, but you can cover them. Hold on. All right. So I'm going to lift this and just be very careful with moving it and pressing that again. Okay, so oh, I'm a Gemini. I love her. Oh, that's from Mr. Maine. Gemini in the house. No, I just forgot. All right, just want to kind of put a little bit of pressure on that one side for that eye. All right. Bam. There we go. Hey, ask me how I know. Being incredible makes you inspirational. Ask me how I know. It's a lot of inspired people out there. So that one's done. All right, so that's a Cricut shirt. And then now you're going to see, because we had to double press this, and we had this in here. Oops. It didn't go through at all. You won't really see it on your, I'm trying to see, do I see it just a little bit? You won't really see it on your parchment paper or your butcher paper because this isn't poly. It really doesn't have anything to stick to on here. So you're not going to see anything, but I would not recommend reusing this again. Just in case it's on there very, very faintly, I wouldn't recommend using it again. But I'm going to use it again because it's just my shirt. But for a client, I wouldn't recommend using it again. Let's see, go back to comments. Let's see. I have 3, but my 7710 had a paper jam and the black foam piece that is by the rollers tore in half, and wait, can I replace it? I believe you can with just like the softer foam. If I'm not mistaken, some people have replaced that piece of foam on theirs. It didn't mess it up. He's like, I believe so. I'm trying to keep quiet, but I'm soaking all this knowledge. No, I just forgot. Y'all know this. I lose stuff and I forget stuff all the time. I'm just starting out. I brought all the machines. I had no place to set it up, so I just brought a shed for it. Yeah, I needed to move into a bigger space. I brought so many machines because I hustled backwards and didn't do research and was afraid to ask questions. Well, in my world, Brand's world, welcome to the professor's world. You never have to be afraid to ask questions here on any of my lives, any of my videos, any of my classes. My students know I'm always, y'all have questions? Are you sure? You sure? I'm all for answering questions. Thank you. Ooh, you'll have your building in 10 days. That's amazing. Awesome win for the week. Nowhere near a building for me. I have to learn to design better. That's what I'm going to take. That's why I'm going to take the doctorate's class. Oh, it's going to be, thank you. Can't wait to have you in class. Do you have to use a pillow for pressing? With using the EasyPress, yes. What that is doing is make, like this whole thing was about preventing the lines, because if you don't, you get the lines, you can't do like one major press on here. It's like if you watch my other videos, how I remove the lines, you can't really do that with the EasyPress because it's not like enough pressure on it. So doing this method helps you not have lines on your shirt because the image is small. If you just press it as is, you're going to see the lines of demarcation from your shirt. Yes, only because it's the EasyPress. Good job, Brands World. I love listening to her because she sounds like me when I'm talking to myself. Getting it from Amazon is cheaper. I have the 12 by 10, 5 in 1. You are welcome. All right, so let's do the other shirt. So I got my Gemini shirt. I got my Being Incredible Makes You Inspirational. And that's on a Cricut shirt. All right, so we're going to do our One Incredible Year. I think that's the last one. Oh, along with this. So that one, I'm gonna put the One Incredible Year. Oh no, I can't even use this. For some reason, my dots are coming out brown instead of black, but this came out black. The transparency must be low on this, so I can't even use that one. So we're just going to do smaller presses in the front on these different shirts. So let's just cut this one down. I'll put something on the back of this probably on Saturday on the big press, but I'm going to put the professor part on the front. So I need, of course, the smaller one. So let me remove this. I'm going to put the smaller one. I don't have anything on the back, so I don't have to put anything under that. And I'm going to purposely put this one on the other side. It doesn't matter which side you put it on. It really, really doesn't. So we're going to put that on this side. This is kind of big because it's a ladies cut shirt, but it's okay. So we are hanging off both sides. We're hanging off the top and the bottom. All right, and this is going to take one press for 30 seconds. And this is a Ultra Club shirt. And Ultra Club. There's a vowel there. It's saying 365, but this is set at 361. Oh, what am I doing, child? Let me take that off. And there's that one. 361, 360, 30. Oh, I was crooked. Good thing it's for me. So there's the Ultra Club. This one is a shirt that, to me, is kind of see-through-ish. So it's not one of my favorite shirts to. Wait, is that Ultra Club? Yeah, that's Ultra Club. And then now here is a jerseys. Same. Let's see. This. Okay, so this is going to be too small for this because of this part. So we're going to take this off. And I'm going to use this one. And then I'm going to do my best to make sure that my heat press does not touch this bottom line. So I'm going to have it sit up some because this is the only one that I have that could fit this. And this is a ladies cut jerseys shirt. I'm going to put this one on the other side just to show it does not matter which side you put it on. This is huge for this area though, but that's okay. So with this one, I'm going to put this to the back and then press. Do I use the vibration? Sometimes, like when I want it to really get in there, I'll show you how to turn that on. I normally do it towards the end. You want to make sure you're doing it where you have a good control over your EasyPress and you're using the right one, because if it starts to slide and move and you're using the vibration, it can cause it to ghost. So right now there's 10 seconds left. I'm going to go ahead and hit the plus sign. That will help push that ink down. I'm going to turn it off. And then now it's finished. And there we go. And no press lines on it because I was above it. And then the bottom one, I stopped. You can see right there where I was below it. Yeah, I don't get ghosting on it. I just turn it on at the end. That can help, like kind of push out the rest of those gases. Plain paper setting, 361, 30 seconds. So this is the jerseys. The jerseys is more of a matte type shirt. It's like a little gloss. So I think I call it like a semi-gloss, but it's like made more like a cotton shirt. If you look at like the neckline, it's more of a cotton-like shirt. But my favorite is Team 365s. To me, the colors just pop more on the shirts that have more of a silkier feel. To me, the colors pop a lot more in person. On camera, you probably can't tell, but in person, those colors just seem to pop a little bit more to me. And then let me grab the Team 365 one. Oh, well, this one doesn't have the HS ink design on it, but you can still see that one. And then this is the Cricut one. So I don't know. To me, it's not as, I don't know, on camera, it looks super sharp, but in person, to me, it's not as sharp. This pops the most to me. And let me go back to solo mode. This one pops the most to me. Can I turn it? There we go. The 365, because that's the one that has, it's thick and it has more of a shinier feel. And then the jerseys would be next for these for me. The Ultra Club is not bad, but the Ultra Club, it doesn't have as tight of a weave. So you see kind of like white gaps in it because it's not as tight of a weave. I'm not sure if you can kind of see it, but It's not one of my favorites, but I do like the shirt. Oh, I use the vibration through the entire process. So I guess that's the reason why it goes to, yes, that will, especially if you do it as soon as you put it on, you're starting to make those gases shake up immediately. Put it on towards the end. If you're doing shirts, some harder surfaces, or like if you're doing a plate and you're heating it from the back, you want that vibration on. All right. 1 second. I'm going to switch to the other camera. Oh, let me turn this heat press off before I forget. There we go. All right, bring my microphone over and let's close out. Hopefully this was a good session for you guys. You enjoyed the information during this session. And yes, I did a quick change. Woo! She likes my quick changes. And that's what I was saying. This one was over a little too far. It should have come over this way, like kind of not quite to the center, but in line. So it's a little in my armpit, just a little bit. So it should, I did great with the positioning of it here, but I should have come over just a little bit. And I said that when I put it down, I was just like, I don't feel like moving this again because I have boobs. So it's in my armpit. So over just a little bit. And there is no set size for it either. She said, I was doing the Superman music. You knew I was going to change, huh? This was a great session. So see, I'm glad though it all worked out where I couldn't do the screen print one because I forgot about this. Someone asked about this maybe the first week or maybe right before Silaholics Month about using an EasyPress and avoiding the lines. So this actually worked out better. I think this will be more beneficial than the screen printing one. I think for the screen printing one, I'll just do that as a regular video like in September. You are very welcome. Don't be laughing at me. You're welcome. Thank you for an awesome session. You are welcome. I love these sessions. We are officially we are past the halfway mark for the month, y'all. We only have, but like 2.5 weeks left of Silaholics Anonymous Month. What are we going to do? We have to wait a whole nother year for this again. This was great, though. I'm glad I decided to do a whole awareness month for my business. And hopefully you guys will post things that you make with like anything that you have learned from me during this month. And when you guys are doing that, make sure you are using the hashtags so that I can search it and look up the things that you have done that you've learned through here. And that is SACM, Silaholics Craft Month 1, because it's our first year. SAC, bam, that's the easiest way to remember it because that's a long title. Silaholics Anonymous Crafty Business Awareness Month, or TPTM, the professor taught me. And if you're using any of our products, we ask that you always use the hashtag IncRedible so that we can identify those who are part of Team. You can also use Team 365. So those who are part of Team 365, but that also might mean just the shirt. So, but we are here to help 365 days out the year and 366 on a leap year. But I'm always here to help whenever I can. I hope that my live sessions, my classes, they are really helping you guys and beneficial to you so that I know it's not all in vain. I love what I do. It bugs me when I can't go live. I feel like a teacher. A teacher goes to school every single day to teach students, like my son. Teacher will be there every single day. I feel like I need to be online every single day to teach my fellow Silaholics, my Team 365ers, my incredible crew, all of you guys. So thank you guys for making this enjoyable and not work for me. I really, really, really appreciate it. And don't forget our website, shop.silaholics.anonymous.com. I know someone was saying they had an issue with their printer. We do have the giveaway for the printer. You go to the home screen and you can enter to win a full setup. All you have to do is purchase an incredible giveaway gift card. Each $5 gets you one entry. And this full setup I have 7 7720s and 1 or 2 7210s that will go on the website. And I had some, 7210s, yeah. So I had some from Dell. Those, everyone knows that will be like, don't know when we're getting those. And mine didn't get canceled as of yet. It'll probably get canceled. But on August 28th, on HS Ink Day, you got to have your notifications on. I will release those 7 printers. Now, you cannot buy those by themselves. You cannot buy them by themselves. I'm not selling just the printer. The goal and the purpose is to get our products in more people's hands. So it will be a full setup. It's going to get you started just the same way that this setup is. It's going to be the printer, the Incredible quick start bundle, the paper, and the heat tape. And it's going to be around like 7-ish, somewhere in there, because we paid $2.99 plus tax for the printer, shipping for it, and then the regular cost of our items with a little bit of a discount in there. So it will be around like 7-ish, somewhere in there. All right. Yes, you can use that gift card to go towards paper and or ink. You don't know how to use hashtags? All you do, like, you put the hashtag on there. Whenever you make a post and you're typing out like the rest of your caption, just use the hashtag and then just put the hashtag. Like, so for us, it's Incredible, TPTM, and someone can search that from any platform. So if you post it to Instagram, if I search for TPTM as a search, any posts that have that on there, it will come up. Now, there is another TPTM I looked up on Instagram. It's something else, but I'll find mine. If you do, no one has Incredible. So that one is definitely unique to our brand. So you just put hashtag and then write the words behind it, and you've used the hashtag. All right. So don't forget to enter the giveaway, guys. All right. This has been another great session. I thank you guys so very much for joining me this evening for almost 3 hours, 2 hours and 50 minutes. But hopefully it was informative for you guys. It's almost like sitting through a whole movie. I'm sorry, y'all. I told y'all I don't know how to do tutorials anymore. All I can do is teach. I don't know how to do tutorials anymore. I teach, and they can run a little bit longer. But hopefully it's information that's valuable to you guys, and you see a lot of different things, and you can come back to it, take notes. So hopefully you guys don't mind the long videos as much. I always say, I'm gonna be prepared. I'm gonna have everything printed out. It's not gonna last that long. But when you teach, you teach. So yeah. All right, y'all. I shall see. Oh, also, if you share the giveaway post, you'll get additional entry. All right. For those of you who are enrolled in the doctorate or the master's, I will see you guys tomorrow. But I'll see everyone. Tomorrow is hump day. Happy hump day. So I'm live like literally all day long on Wednesdays. And then we have the class in the evening. So y'all will see me. I will be here bright early. I'm locking my door tonight. For the past 2 nights, Imani wakes up and brings his butt in my room, and then he wants a boost, and it takes him forever to go to sleep. And then once we're up, he wakes us up when we're up. And so I overslept this morning. So there was no live, but I'm locking my door. He can't come in my room. I can't do this again, y'all. I don't know what's waking him up. He's done that the past 2, maybe 3 nights, and it's just driving me nuts. But I will try to still be on at 9 a.m. for our regular Q&A. I know that Miss Deidre had a question. I'm going to make a mental note. I'll make sure that I answer that, not quite at the beginning to give her time to get on, but she had a question. So I'll make sure that I address that question tomorrow. And I will see you guys in the morning for our hump day Q&A. Hump day Q&A. Also, if y'all haven't seen my TikTok video, I saw the one about the COVID and like the Delta variant and all that stuff with Trina's voice. And y'all know I'm from Miami. 305, take it to the house. 305, take it to the house. So I had to do it. And so it's the Silaholics Anonymous Love and Print and Cut reunion. So the Cameo one is coming for the rest of them. And if you know how I feel about the Cameo 3, there's one part in there where it's going to be so funny. So definitely go to my TikTok, Silaholics Anonymous. Y'all need to follow over there so I can get to, I think it's have to get to like 1,000 to go live. I would love to be able to go live on TikTok. So I got to get to 1,000 followers. I know I don't post a lot, but I'm going to try my best to post some more. Somebody is always on my butt about TikTok. So I'm trying to do some more TikToks. But if you guys can, go to Silaholics Anonymous's TikTok, watch that video. And I put him on the couch and everything. I cracked up the whole time. I did that like, I don't know how many takes I did trying to go back and figure out who to go to, but go watch the video. And also follow me on TikTok so I can eventually go live on TikTok. TikTok also. Oh gosh. AJ, leave people out. I'm going to, oh wait. So this phone drove me crazy today and it kept freezing. So I may not be full like live all day. I gotta go to Best Buy, y'all. I gotta go get a new phone because it's cracked and I think water may have gotten into it, but it has seen better days. So it's time to go get a new one. But it's lasted me 2 years. I cracked this 5 months after getting it, and it's still, my Samsung still worked 6 months after cracking it. Whereas with y'all iPhones, it cracking, y'all just done. It's been lovely. 6 months later, 2 years later. But I gotta go get a new phone. I gotta go get the new Note because it's getting on my nerves now. So yeah. Oh, you watched it, it made you laugh. Yeah, that was kind of cool. All right, y'all, thank you so very much for joining me. I'm going to get off of here because I actually don't want to hit 3 hours to make it a 3-hour live. So thank you guys so very much for watching. Until next time, continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. Peace.